in my town, my hometown.
Okay.
I keep seeing this school board fucking quarrel in the local social media pages. And it is basically one side saying that they should not focus on emotional learning because our high school, York High School, is like below 50 percentile, like in math and reading. And once it was like in the, it was one of the best schools in the nation, high school wise.
Okay.
And our same thing with our grade schools, and our academics have slipped really significantly. So there's one side that's saying we shouldn't be concentrating on all this fucking bullshit, stick to the math and all this stuff, get the other bullshit out of there. The other side...
And are you angered as a taxpayer, and now that you own property here, and some of your property taxes are going to those schools?
That's a good point.
You should be down there protesting.
No, I just watch
Fuck
it.
are you doing with my money?
But it's funny because the other side just continuously just says that they're racist and that they're homophobic. They don't they don't have a good argument. They're just like, we don't need homophobia in our schools. And I'm like, that's not what he's saying. I don't agree with the guy. This guy, Tom Chavez, he's running for school board, whatever. So there's like these lengthy fucking fights in all of these pages. And there's like these ballot pictures of the ballots that are like, check these four, not these four. And it's like, I'm voting first for and all this shit. And I'm watching it. I'm going, dude, you guys, all you have to do is talk.
Yeah.
Quit yelling at each other. Figure it out. It's not that fucking hard.
Dude, it's fucking damn near impossible with a lot of people. Like, when you decided years ago that you're going to do your best if you have some kind of like philosophical or political disagreement with somebody, it's amazingly rare that a person can navigate that without some kind of animosity coming up, and it's you see it instantly with most people where they either just get standoffish or you can tell they like
the close down.
They're having some kind of like adrenaline or something, and they get like overwhelmed and stuff. And like, I tried to tell some people that in a restaurant in New Orleans one time, they were, of course, everybody was such like a cheeseball fucking anti-Trump person, just all day, every day.
Yes.
Do you know they're talking about? Do you know? Did you see that quote he gave to whatever magazine? If I was going to run, I would run as a Republican because Republicans are the dumbest people.
I remember this. Yeah.
So I had looked that up for the talk show I was doing at the time, and I found, this is just a made-up thing that somebody fucking just made up.
Yeah.
And it has been circulating and never happened. All right, I don't feel one way or another about it. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I wouldn't have been surprised if he said it. I
was never a fan of Trump, nor am I now.
But so I remember just telling these people, just matter-of-factly, I'm like, you know what? I actually looked into that for the show, and that was just made up. Somebody just, made that on Photoshop or whatever the fuck. And so they're, no.
Oh, yeah,
and
they'll fight to the death about some fake bullshit.
It was like they're shaking fucking, and I'm like, well, here, show it to me, because I can
find the source, that's all.
And the one girl goes, well, it would be pretty hard to find now. I'm like, oh, really? Because the internet, like, you have to like go back into it.
It's
you know what I mean? It doesn't, right. You don't want to scroll all the way back there.
Bring me 1987.
Yeah, dude.
Click.
They were just coming up with the stupidest things, and I'm like, dude, it would be very easy if that happened. It would be very easy if whatever.
Also, it would be plastered everywhere.
And they're like, dude, like shaking with rage and stuff. And it was like, people like, no. And finally, one girl was like, yeah, well, he probably would say something that's stupid even if he didn't. And I'm like, okay, you win.
Yeah. All right.
Point.
I like your logic.
Yeah. I'll retreat.
Yeah, it's just, look. But yeah, it's going on here. And then I have people like messaging me about it that I know that are like, can you believe this? They're trying to do, and I'm just like, why would you think that I am giving a fuck about? You know what I mean? I'm like, A, I don't have any kids. B, I think you're both fucking idiots.
Yeah, you're all
because you can't communicate. When communication is broke, look, this is a very well-known like adage in academics. So like if you can't communicate something to somebody, it's your fault. It is not their fault. And if they can't communicate to you, it's like it. Yeah. You have to then find a different way to do it. You have to find a different way to parse it out. You have to find some kind of common ground. That's like,
what if it's impossible?
Then I mean,
sometimes it's just impossible. It's not your fault.
Maybe
there are times like that. It's got to be. What if a guy's just crazy?
Well, yeah.
Okay, here's something that happened to me the other day. This guy is. I tell these stories sometimes. I live in like a downtown area, small town, downtown, whatever. And for some reason, it is absolutely ridden with derelicts after hours. You know what I
Sure.
mean? So here's a nice sight. We go outside, me and Darcy the other night, and there's a man walking around the parking lot next door, all fucked up, that we had witnessed kind of just being crazy around outside, and you could hear him and stuff, whatever. So she had to go outside, so I went with her because this guy is fucking lurking somewhere.
Yeah.
We see him in the parking lot next door. He had taken his belt off and was just like yelling something unintelligible and slapping the ground with his belt over and over in a way that was creepy, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, just wait here, and I hop down and grab the thing out of the car that we needed, whatever. And he kind of sees us and starts like coming not towards us, but like you could tell he was going to make like a wide circle. I was
You
like,
got his
all right,
attention.
Let's just go inside. I don't want to fucking anything to do with this guy.
Yeah.
And so we go in the back door, and then we see like a couple minutes later, I look out the window. He's trying to fucking come in the back door of the building. You know, I think he probably knows somebody there, or he's fucking nuts, whatever. I don't know. So he's now trying to come in the back door. And so now I get the old walking stick, you know. I go, am I going to have to just teach this fellow a lesson, you know? And, no, I don't want to do this, really. You know, I'm like, I'm hoping he just goes away. And then what it ends up being, I'm trying to yell at him out the window. And what I'm saying is sometimes you can't explain things to people, you know?
Well,
like,
yeah,
dude,
if they're drunk and slapping a belt on the ground.
And then he left his belt, right? Now he's got no belt, and this will come in to play in a second here, because then he's now on the side of the building. So and I always try to tell these people, just go to the fucking train tracks where the other crazies are. You won't bother anyone.
Yeah.
Go down there. It's nobody cares. Just yell all night and whatever, you know. And so this guy, I think somebody called him retarded or something, because then his pants fell down and he was rolling back and forth in this gravel next door. And here's what he was saying, right? And here was his point. He was going, "Who's retarded now, bitch?" with his pants down, rolling back and forth in the gravel. And then I had to concede. I'm like, well, all right, you got me there. Yeah.
It's not you.
I mean,
it is you.
Yeah. Like, but he won me over with that. I'm like, okay, so that's, you know, that was where that went. But I'm just saying, sometimes you can't explain something to, you know. What am I supposed to tell that guy, sir?
Well, that guy's not on the school.
Am I supposed to tell him, sir, what you're doing is disruptive?
Yeah, my point was, if you're having an actual conversation with somebody about opposing views,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You should be able to. I mean, this is the whole idea of debate club. You don't even debate something that you believe in. You you draw it, and then you now have to back that side and convince the other side, make a more convincing argument, no matter what side of it is on. So,
yeah.
If you're thinking that you are, you have the aptitude enough to be involved in these conversations, policy conversations, then you should also think have the aptitude to communicate your fucking point without letting the whole communication break down into chaos. That's all my point is. And so when I see all of this, I'm like, well, none of you deserve to be in this conversation.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's like you need reasonable people.
This is why, dude, it's this type of thing. This is why when people, I've seen a certain political track that a lot of people take, right? And it's like, sometimes it'll be, like a lot of us start Democrat.
Yes.
And then maybe even skip Republican into like libertarian at some point, and then eventually anarchist, right? But then people on that same track of just wanting sovereignty and they end up, a lot of them being monarchists, because what they end up realizing is the fucking hordes are way too fucking dumb to ever collectivize in their own interest.
Somebody at the top.
You need a benevolent monarch to pull off actual freedom. It'll never happen by choice, like by society's choice. I'm starting to agree at that point. And at that point, it's not an actual political belief or affiliation of any kind. You're just basically, it's just a philosophical statement.
You're like, okay, I'm done.
This is, you know what? You're in. Yeah, we'd have to be in a cartoon to have fucking freedom. You know, like that would be about it. Because this is what.
Yeah,
this is the level of like political debate you have in society. It's nonsense.
Well, you have one side saying that they need a travel advisory for people of color shouldn't go to Florida because they're fucking trying to pull some curriculum in high school, and then you have the other side that's saying that
now we won't acknowledge your culture.
Yeah, if a guy puts on a dress for any reason that he's like part of a satanic cult and wants to fucking it's insane. Darcy says, I was just wondering that I bet it was really bland these days. Oh, can I even... Oh, have debates. What's up? Tony,
what the fuck did that mean?
Show a little love to that hot sauce maker. Oh, yeah, sure. Tony says, what's up, guys? JT, what's up, everybody? Luke says, spreading soup from the Cayman Islands. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Worldwide.
Yeah, boy. Sent my black kids to Jamaica. That's Mike Ewald.
Oh, well, he is black, so...
No, he isn't. No, that's Mike Parks.
No, I know. I was trying to.
I was going to say. Yeah, just two people agreeing with each other. Yeah. No, they cannot. So we're at 54. Should we take a bit of an early break? I don't want to do a 2-minute story or anything.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, and then we'll come back, and I got a whole bunch of exciting things planned for you guys. We got a few cool videos to look at, and another. Oh, we didn't even do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We got
there's a bunch of shit to discuss. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bunch of interesting shit. We'll be right back
with on Gavone Central.
Gavone Central with Tom and Vinny. Home of the truth.
Yeah, give us a station identification, would you?
Oh, okay.
Lead us into break.
All right. You want to do it?
Sure. All right, guys. Sit tight. We're going to be back in just a couple minutes. But while we're gone, we're going to give you more of what you love. Tom and Vinny here on Radioville. Population Truth. Couple of real idiots. All right, we'll be back, folks.
Bye, guys.
This is like much like we have talked about with the the sort of inundation of the public with UFO, federal papers and all this shit. It almost seems like they're trying to like kind of sort of dumb things down, sort of water things down. I think this is what's happening with the Franchisi podcast and the fucking Jimmy blah blah blah.
What?
It's like it seems like it.
What are you saying?
They want people to think like, oh, this is nothing anymore because these motherfuckers are still doing things,
so
big time.
Here's the
arms dealing.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking,
maybe.
you know what I'm saying? Political shit. This is where they went.
The Italian mob, you think?
This is the JFK. This is fucking Sam Giancana and fucking. This is who half did that.
There might be some of that, but the thing.
I don't think
the way I don't think of like the mafia as it can't exist like it used to.
No, they're not fucking
cameras everywhere.
Yeah, they're not knocking over fruit stands.
Well, no, I'm not